Attack on 85 graves treated as Islamophobic crime. The damage caused to 85 graves in the Muslim section of a cemetery is being treated as an Islamophobic hate crime, police have said. The vandalism to the plaques and graves in Watford belonging to babies and children was reported on Sunday. The sergeant said he had explored several potential reasons for the damage and wanted to be careful how it was described to the public. However, now our inquiry has progressed, we are confident that sadly, this was a religiously motivated hate act. That's all we need to say on that, Stephen.
Oh, I didn't know it was in Watford, you know.
Yeah, it was in Watford.
Yeah, that's
so they're treating it as a hate crime now.
That's the should.
So it's being treated as a hate crime, but what I want to focus at with this story is think about the timing of this. Think about the timing, and they've said they're being careful how this is reported to the public. But I know that there are certain things that happen, Stephen, in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's deemed that it could create public unrest, they won't report it. That's happened many times.
Yeah, I feel that you're right, Kate, but I feel like you're right, you know, but I feel like it depends, man. Because if you go back to Southport, they reported that all wrong, bro. And look what happened.
Yeah, it was reported wrong. Fact.
You know what I mean? So you are right, but I feel like they pick and choose. It's like, I say this about everything because that's life. People pick and choose, man. Because now you're trying to be. Well, I'm saying that, but they had no choice with this one though, because they've had to say, oh, it's
Islamophobic.
Fam, I can't talk today, you know.
Nah, mine.
It's Islam, not funny. It's Islamophobic.
Yeah,
because they had to. You know what I mean? You couldn't skate around that because that would cause more civil unrest, I believe.
And you got to think it's because they targeted that specific part of the cemetery.
Facts.
But what I'm getting at now is we got to pay more attention to this, because what I'm getting at is we know for a fact that they can hide certain stories to prevent public unrest. Now, this story, think about the timing of it, look at the wording of the article. They know that putting this kind of story out there, it creates a feeling of yo, man, are targeting also whatever.
Facts.
Now, what I'm trying to get at is not so much the media, you know, but we got to be careful, all of us, not to get drawn into certain things that are being done by a minority to create tension amongst groups. That's what's happening.
Distraction again, bro.
Facts, because think about it. What they've did, they damaged all them graves, damaged them. And you see in the reports come out now, because what they want to do now is say, yeah, man, there's groups that are targeting, man, that are targeting them, man. What you gonna do? How you gonna defend it? That's all. That's all. People need to
like
pay
when
attention.
like when man's like, oh yeah, we're going to defend the statues. Yeah,
remember that?
We know what that's called for.
Yeah, I was watching that the other day. Actually,
I know
that was crazy. You know,
I know it's a crazy.
Mad, we went down there still. Any man who talks about the outside, if you weren't outside there, my friend, it doesn't matter where you're outside. You get what I mean?
Inside eating chips, blood.
Like that right there, Stephen, was mad. I was watching all the footage, crazy times, man.
Yeah, we caught some. Man got
that's 4 years ago, you know.
So far?
In June, it makes 4 years.
So it's been 4 years since the pandemic. Because that's when it was.
Yeah, 4 years. March last month was the fourth year of the pandemic.
That was lockdown.
I mean, the 4th year since the pandemic. Yeah, mad. Look how that time's flown. Wild, isn't it?
Time waits for no man. It's very true.
Facts.
Don't waste it, people. Yeah, they're definitely sending out red flags or white flags or green flags. Oh, green flags because they want them to go. They want the Islamic community to go. You know what I mean? Because you have to think about this. Was it done maliciously? And when I say maliciously, I mean like maliciously with intent to distract. Because you have to look at what's going on right now in the UK. It's all over the place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all doom and gloom. People complaining over there every day. So sometimes you have to notice, man. A lot of people can't read between the lines. A lot of people can't read. Too much AI.
Innit?
But people need to realize, man, like things like this don't usually just happen. And I'm talking about the timing of it as well. Like the place is a madness. All right, what heinous act can we commit to distract them and hopefully create some more division? We had the Southport thing that worked, but it didn't last as long as we wanted it to. I know. Let's go and
The other side.
let's go to the other side and let's disturb people's resting places.
Because remember them, man,
Sickos,
when that
bro.
Southport thing happened,
Yeah.
remember the news were able to play with that, Stephen. Think about
And
it.
they never
They
even
played with that.
they haven't
play-
cleaned it up.
They ain't cleaned it up even now. But remember, even that was scary, you know. That's the closest I've ever seen it that it could have went mad.
Facts.
But remember, on that day, when it first started to bubble, Twitter and that, I was like, yo, this could get crazy. But it's like you said, that didn't work. It was like, hold on a second. We're gonna put this out there. The tension was building. Then the media just went silent. It just went silent. And then it was just little pockets of, they just let everyone else, like videos. I remember there was a bag of videos got made.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, look at this. Like, they know what they're doing, man.
Bible.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So with this, I just hope people are careful. I understand that it's a disrespect, but it's a draw out though. It's being done to draw out that community.
100%.
That's what it
They're
is.
trying to knock you off your square, man.
That's it. Facts. So man just need to be careful and not feed into nothing. Real talk.
I know that can be easier said than,
Yeah.
especially when it was children. And
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
it's very sickening, man. It's very sickening.
Yeah, it's one of them situations, man. It's one of them situations, man, where people just need to be careful not to get drawn out, not to act fool. Just be careful in it. The media know what they're doing. And like we said, summer's coming up now. You remember what happened? You remember how last summer was? And there's still, man, who were there was guys who were literally trying to push that. They wanted that to go. It almost did, though. It almost did.
Got close.
It got close. It got close.
Close.
But it is what it is, man.